Alright, boys, it's time for the Destiny Showcase, the final shape. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go.
Thanks for tuning in, y'all. Like many of you, I've been playing games as long as I can remember. They're a core part of what makes me who I am. I believe there's this deeply rooted, often unstated mission of games to keep adventure alive. In 2014,
Let's see how you're gonna
Bungie
keep
set out
Destiny
to start
alive.
a new adventure.
'Cause it ain't
Heroes
looking
awakened
good right
on
now,
a desolate
boss.
planet. A silent god set in our
Looking
sky.
too hot right now.
And it wouldn't be long
But
before
we'll see.
an ancient
We'll see what
enemy,
happens.
shrouded in darkness, showed up at humanity's door to destroy us. Over the years, our heroes would shape a story far greater than anything we could have imagined. Players would explore deep into the depths of Venus, hunting a machine god that controlled time itself. They'd invent ways to combine their mythic weaponry and their paracausal abilities to stand alone against monsters that took others, an entire elite squad. They'd race alongside their friends far into the early morning in the halls of an ancient city where only a select few emerged victorious at dawn, clutching the heart of a dragon.
Last wish.
But most importantly, they'd bring their friends and their family into this world and together meet new faces on this adventure who would become lifelong companions. Now, together, we approach the final shape. We're about to embark on the last expedition of Destiny's first saga. So let's be clear about the stakes. In the
Destiny's
final shape,
first saga.
you will go inside the Traveler. The journey will be difficult. And what awaits you on the other side of this trek is nothing less than the deadliest entity we have ever faced. There will be no open betas. There aren't going to be any guides
Cade?
on the internet telling you how to handle what's to come.
Yo, what if Cade's
Whether you've
final
been
boss,
with us from
bro?
the beginning, joined us somewhere along the road, or looking at Destiny for the first time, anybody who shows up on launch day is going to be greeted with this same uncharted world, a vacuum-sealed experience begging for you to be the first person to peel it open. So today is your invitation to go forth and adventure.
Let's see what you got. Is that Argos? Is that Cade? No.
After all these years, we never talked about it. Why I brought you back. Why you were chosen.
Alright. Aesthetically, it looks really cool.
The truth is, I didn't know then.
Gallahorn.
It was just a feeling.
Oh, we're in the vault. Oh, this is the past DLCs.
But I know now.
Okay, Europa.
After all we've seen, all we've lost,
Damn.
this fight might be our last. So I'm asking you one last time
What the fuck?
to rise.
Let's go. Pre-order pre-order now.
This is a momentous time in Destiny history. We've been building to this moment for the last 10 years.
The final shape is the conclusion to that journey. This is a moment in gaming that, as a developer, you just don't get very often.
Guardians and allies are fighting the biggest threat that the universe has ever seen in this big culmination of the Light and Darkness saga.
When we were thinking of what the final shape could be, it had to be a lot of different things. It needs to pay off this epic confrontation with the Witness that we've been setting up for years. It has to bring you closer to your allies in the Vanguard.
I don't know, guys. It says pre-order now.
Makes you feel nostalgic for the
But I
entire
ain't
journey
seen
you've been
it
on.
yet.
When we were
They probably
resurrected
meant
by
like
Ghost
after the
at the
show,
very
right?
beginning of this story, we didn't know why, but it was for this. The Traveler is asking us for help, and it's our responsibility to protect every living thing in the universe from what the Witness intends to do.
Oh my God.
When we first started Final Shape, we are finally able to go through the portal that the Witness opened in the Traveler at the end of Lightfall.
Inside is the Pale Heart of the Traveler. That is the stage for our showdown with the Witness.
God, bro.
The Witness has
Final
the darkness.
Shape
It
has to be
always had a
better than
connection to it.
Lightfall. Like, no
The
joke.
Pale Heart of the Traveler is what it's trying to use to gain connection to the light. So with both, it can enact its final shape.
The Witness looks around and sees a lack of purpose,
those
no
hands,
meaning.
bro.
It wants to fix all that. So it's trying to put the universe into this frozen perfection where everything's just exactly how it thinks it's supposed to be. That is the final shape.
If we're going to defeat the Witness, it's going to take everyone. Failure is not
Everybody.
an option.
Teamwork,
We're
boys.
gonna
Let's
need the
go.
Vanguard, all of our allies, and all the Guardians to rally together and be brave in the face of Oblivion.
We get a new subclass?
In the final shape, we're going to answer questions at the grandest scale. But what I find really interesting is that it's also a very personal journey where we deepen our relationships with these characters that we've known for so long. Zavala, Ikora, our Ghost, get to reconnect with Cade 6. So, like, while there's this great conflict and everything going on around us and stakes of
I'm gonna
just
laugh if Cade dies
unimaginable
again,
heights,
bro.
it's still at the end a
I'm gonna
story
laugh
told
my
around
ass off,
campfires
I swear
by
to
a
God.
bunch of companions who have been fighting together for hundreds of years.
In the Final Shape, we're going through the
Pre-alpha
portal
footage.
that the Witness has opened up to confront it and stop the Final Shape. Inside the Traveler is this infinite, vast, unknowable, and we're landing on the Pale Heart, which is a fraction of really what is inside the Traveler.
The Pale Heart is weird. It's a little strange, it makes you feel a bit uncomfortable, and it is also just so cool and artistic in the best way.
Shit looks
Witness
cool.
entered well
I'll
ahead
say
of the
that, you know.
Guardians, and so it's had time to kind of shape what's there. When our Guardian enters, the rest of the Pale Heart starts getting shaped also around what we've experienced.
This is the Traveler recreating the world in front of you as it saw on your journey.
One of the most memorable locales from Destiny's past is the D1 Tower. It's really a labor of love from the Destiny team. The Final Shape means so much.
We're
to
gonna see the
everyone who's building
D1
it,
tower
and I think
again,
players
bro?
are really
Let's
going to be able to see
go.
that.
The Pale Heart is our very first linear destination that we've ever done. I would love it if players felt that they began their journey in a place of safety and feel it escalate in danger, in surrealness, because there is this beautiful evolution of the space.
They see things that are more and more wrong as they begin to go towards the Witness's monolith. It's kind of this omnipresent, foreboding thing off in the distance.
The weirdest things happen as you get closer to the monolith in the form of reshaping. Kind of like deconstructing things and putting them back together just wrong.
The sense of scale you get out there, like as you're exploring these spaces and you're jumping on these reshaped cuboids of Earth, you feel tiny as a Guardian. You feel alone. You feel like you are not the force to be reckoned with that you have been. You're not the God Slayer right now. You're just this little person jumping from these massive pieces to massive pieces.
One of the things that we really tried to also capture is that the Witness keeps throwing everything it has at you. And so you're going to fight these new enemies, the Subjugators.
Subjugators are the new unit you're going to be facing in the final shape. They have an enhanced power set. They're performing stasis powers and strand powers to face the Guardian, well, in support of all the other enemies you're fighting too.
Damn.
They bring something entirely new to the battlefield, which is kind of this element of control.
I mean,
they're back there pinging away with stasis
fuck 'em up,
abilities,
but hey.
throwing crystals at you, freezing you in place, tangling you up.
We're focusing you on
this
the
does look
campaign
like a
and only the
beautiful
campaign.
DLC, I will
It's
say.
the most important thing in the universe at that moment. You have to stop
But
it
like,
from happening.
is it
And
enough
for
to
that,
save
we do need
Destiny?
the
I
help
don't know.
with our allies. And so we're going to make sure that the core Vanguard team gets back together. Zavala and Ikora and Kate.
The campaign is just the start of the Pale Heart. After you've reached the monolith and finished the campaign, we open up the entire destination, and so the entire Pale Heart is going to react to you and what you are doing.
The campaign in the final shape doesn't really end with the final mission. The raids are where you defeat like the big bosses. So it's only natural that when you are going to confront the Witness, you're going to do that in the raid. But that might not be enough. This is a moment where we need to rally all Guardians to be able to
So the Witness is going to be the raid
overcome
boss.
the final shape and the Witness.
They just told us that the Witness is the next brand new raid boss. Okay. I'm fucking with it.
In the final shape, we
Make
are
it
inside
difficult.
the Traveler, very close to
That's
this
very close.
energy. This allows us to have
Bitch.
new supers, Arc, Solar, Void.
We want to
Once you
create
figured out
something
what
that
to
turns
do,
you into an
that
offensive
raid is
powerhouse,
so easy.
but also
I want
can benefit
more
your allies
challenge.
in a support capacity. There is this thread of team play and like working
think a lot
with
of
your
people want
friends
the
to
challenge
overcome the
back.
odds. The Warlock Super is this ultimate expression of solar energy coursing through your Guardian. This Solar Warlock Super is a callback to Radiance from D1.
Other than Golden Gun, this is the only other first-person super in Destiny right now. Your melee's like all these
What the
projectiles going off, doubling the amount of projectiles. Your grenade almost being sentient as it searches around, and then it hits a character and bounces off and goes to another one. And you're so overflowing with this energy that you are also giving it to your allies, allowing them to have their solar weapons supercharged, applying Scorch when they're shooting.
The new Solar Warlock
That's
aspect. When I
insane.
cast my Rift, it is going to create this little solar soul that when it sees an enemy, it launches part of itself out and hits the enemy and explodes and scorches them.
It just feels very alive. Twilight Arsenal.
Fuck.
It's a layered super.
This is the only ranged one-off offensive super for Titans in the game. The Titan jumps up into the air, summons this giant void axe, throws it, summons another one, throws it, summons another one, looks at a different group of enemies, throws it. And when these axes fly through the air, they stick into the ground or an enemy, do their void gravity thing where they suck a bunch of energy and enemies in and then explode. But
Holy
that doesn't
fuck.
destroy the axe. The axe sticks around and you and your allies can go and pick up that axe and start wailing on enemies with it.
This super is insane to me.
The Void Titan aspect, I press and hold my grenade button to consume my grenade and turn it into the shield. The more damage it takes, the more it charges up, and then I can release that, and it creates this blast that deals massive damage.
That's nuts, bro. What?
Is all about finding the shortest distance between 2 points. The hunter kind of rears back, takes this knife, and throws it across the world, and then is able to blink to its position, do the slash that just decimates anyone nearby.
One really great thing about that is not just you do it once, but you're able to do it 3 times, along with devastating attacks each time you do it.
The hunter
That's
has
like
an aspect. We take our staff, we twirl it in the air, which propels us upward. It creates this burst, which amplifies you and
Gathering
any allies near
Storm.
It almost makes it feel like you're playing a fighting game, right? Like these combos that you're chaining together to do these different moves.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what that is.
The more aspects we have, the more capable we are to do that.
It feels like you're like riding the lightning, you know? Like that instantaneous, like...
That was good, but I think it's more like... You know?
I like it, I like it.
Weapons team has been working on all sorts of goodness. We've got exotics, we've got legendaries, we've got perks. We're always cooking up stuff. We're always playing with
Let's
stuff.
see
that
it.
we
Let's
think
see
is, like,
some new
really
shit. I
interesting
want to
or
see
taking
new shit.
inspiration. We have Tessellation, which is this exotic pyramid fusion rifle. It has the really intriguing property of adapting your Guardian's current damage type.
This will be the first time that you can run a weapon that can adapt to be strand or stasis in the energy slot. So you'll be able to run an entirely strand or entirely stasis loadout. Tessellation has the additional property that you can special reload to reshape your grenade and suck it into the weapon, and then fire out a super destructive projectile. It's a really special weapon.
What's the one specific exotic that I can make that's like really zany that you would like right now?
What if Golden Gun was a sniper rifle?
What if you could harness the might of the Traveler? You know, we had a moment where we saw that Traveler Beam cutscene. I know people on Weapons went, I kind of want that. You're like, that is incredibly dope.
So we've got this opportunity to bring back these iconic Destiny 1 weapons, but really turn it into something that feels unique in Destiny 2.
We have to bring Kvostov into the fold.
The Red Death exotic pulse rifle.
And Dragon's Breath. Burn the world, burn it all.
Oh, we're getting a
In
bunch
the
of
final
returning
shape, we
exotics.
have
Let's
new
go.
weapon subfamilies coming, broadening what existing weapons can be.
Really, like, bordering on exotic functionality. So, for example, we've got a rocket pistol sidearm subfamily. We always liked the special ammo sidearms. This fires tiny, slow-moving rockets. They hit very hard, do a bit of AoE damage. They have a mixture of regular weapon and rocket launcher stats. We're also doing a new support weapon subfamily.
The support frame auto rifle is a type of legendary auto rifle. It'll let you switch seamlessly from firing at enemies to healing your allies.
What the fuck?
I'm really
That's
excited
cool.
to bring it to dungeons and keep my team alive, honestly.
The weapons team is always coming up with new ideas. We've got a ton of new cool stuff coming over the next few years, and some new and really wild ideas, which we're pretty excited about.
Come on, take a load off. We've got a lot to cover.
Let's go. We got some new shit.
This place is only big enough for one dashing hero type, and that's me, so... I'm back! Hey, you two, give me a sec. I was magnificent. This is great. Anyone want a hug? Get your rock off my map. Worst case scenario, you die. But who knows? Maybe you won't.
Fucking Cade.
Well, better get back to it.
In this moment where we're driving to the end of the Light and Darkness saga, it's great to see Cade like return to this world at this moment with all this change about to culminate with this confrontation with the long-standing enemy, the Witness.
Cade is the quintessential hunter. His presence casts such a long shadow over the story of Destiny, whether it was when he was alive or when he was dead.
What Cade goes through in this journey, how he serves as a catalyst for the other characters, the events that are uncovered to have brought him back, This is how the story had to end. There was no end to the Light and Darkness saga that didn't have Cade here alongside his friends to finish the job.
I mean, I don't
Once
think
we
that's
started
true,
digging into
but, you know.
the nature of the Pale Heart, I think that crystallized Cade's role as a guide. Cade is Virgil, and he's our guide through this other place. Cade is the one who is the most appropriate person to be the guide, because that's his job. That's always been his job. It just feels so natural for Nathan to be back in the booth. It felt amazing to just see him slip back into the role, like, without missing a beat.
Right, instantly.
In the flesh, or metal, as it were.
Cade's the glue that's always held Zavala and Ikora together. Having him back puts them in a position of questioning where they've been and what they've done without him.
You think about the journey that Zavala's been on and how he's been taken down this dark path, and you think about the weight that's been on Ikora, having
We've
to
been
hold the
fighting
Vanguard
this
together,
war for
having Cade's voice
fucking
of
ever,
levity
bro. 8
and
years
brightness
now.
that he brings to that group. I think is going to be great for them.
Well, at least we have each other.
We want people to take away that sense of reunion and that idea of like the gang being back together for this moment.
I'm here now. Wherever the hell here is.
I mean, I'm gonna pre-order it. We're gonna play it. You know, we're gonna go over it. We're gonna do it. We're gonna run this shit. Unlocking the path.
Guardian, the witness poses a dire threat. And the Witch Queen holds the answers we seek. But only if we contend with her sister, Zivu Araf. It rests with me.
Will you come back from this?
Do not be afraid.
Shit's nuts. What? Oh, what the fuck? Are we teaming up with the Savathun?
Hive magic, and have entwined it with your light.
Oh shit!
Assault the Spire, Guardian, and open the way to our tides. Let them know fear. The death of whispers, and they do whisper.
What the fuck?
Fight in my name, Guardian. Every opponent you defeat strengthens me.
This shit's crazy. What the fuck?
For your brutal tributes. Let us show her what it is to be Hive. You have found the horn of battle! You are deserving of the greatest death I can bestow.
Season of the Witch. Oh, we're doing that. That's
Season of the Witch is
tonight.
our
That's
opportunity
today.
as
Oh
players
shit,
to
we're getting
annihilate
into it,
and breaking
boys.
Hive spells, and now we
Let's
finally get to
go.
cast
That's
them.
that.
At the end of
This
season of the
looks
Deep,
cool.
we learn
All
that
right.
Savathun has the key to getting into the portal that we need to go into. That means we have to go find Imaru, her ghost. Imaru's like, not so fast. We've got a bigger problem first, and that bigger problem's name is Zivu Araf. If we fight her, she only gets stronger. Eris has an idea. It's a really
good
It's
idea.
a wild ass idea, yeah. She determines, like, well, the best way to fight fire is with fire. We are channeling all of that energy that we're creating by going through, by eliminating enemies, and
This
we're
looks
tithing
way
to
better
our
than the
friend
season of the
Eris.
Deep.
Bring me your tithes.
And fishing.
What does that mean for the characters and the player to kind of like be like Savathun? And that's where we went down the path of having Hive Eris. We want to extend that magical fantasy into the player then. That ability to have overwhelming magical power, that risk and reward into all of our activities and systems experiences. And so that's what led us to come up with things like Deck of Whispers. this magical deck of cards that creates amazing synergies with your build craft meta and with buffs and the activities.
They can then choose these cards at will, whichever ones they want, and then that really leans into the build crafting.
You actually are getting cards that you can then use to place on the battlefield and change the way you play.
I'm such a sucker for deck building. Like being able to like bring that element into Destiny gameplay has just been like, oh, chess is
it's
really
super
fun.
So we've got two brand new seasonal activities coming with Season of the Witch.
Okay.
We've got Altars of Summoning and Savathun's Spire.
It could be
Savathun's
cool.
Spire is our
I
new
don't
three-player
understand
offensive.
how it works
You're doing
yet,
a lot
but
more
hey,
with the Lucent Hive magic,
we'll
but
figure
it's
it
got a
out.
high amount of combatant density. It's got additional random encounters that you can come across.
The Witch's Spire itself, Savathun's Spire, was like her reliquary for all these different magical experiments as she was learning the light. You're there in order to learn as much as you can in order to become a master spellcaster, right? To become like Savathun. The Altar of Summonings activity is really exciting because you can spend like 20 minutes in it or you can spend 2 hours in it.
It's a three-player experience that you can hop in and hop out of. As you're going through this activity, you're filling the tithing bucket. As that tithing bucket is filled up, you'll get progressively more rewards. And then finally at the end, it'll cash out and you'll get a whole mess of rewards.
We really wanted to make sure that there was a home for any exotic mission content coming in seasons after the year has passed. And so we developed what we're calling the exotic mission rotator.
Oh
Right
yeah,
away, we're
this is
getting
the
Presage,
mission
Vox
rotator,
Obscura, and
Presage,
Operation Seraphield.
This is some of the most fun content the team has making. It's some of the content the fans and players of Destiny love the most. The most exciting thing, outside of just the missions themselves, is that every time we
When
put a
did it
mission
say it
inside
was
of that
coming?
rotator, the exotic that comes alongside of it will become craftable.
Okay.
With Season of the Witch, we have a brand new Vex lo-fi PvP map coming. It's really exciting. It's got a bunch of really tight gameplay experiences. We wanted to make sure that we focus the combat a little bit more. With the new Vex network map, we really wanted to make sure we hit is like, hey, you're shoulder to shoulder more often. There's not as much deep sight lines that you're interacting with. And a lot of the flow of the map is actually built around this like kind of central pillar of the
Please
Vex
make
network
this
that
map
you're
better than
orienting
fucking
around.
this
And there's also some modes coming through, right?
junction
We've got a new
and-
PvP game mode coming that's all about relics. It's about multiple relics, so it's not just one like the Scorch game mode from the past. So we've got the shield,
The one
coming
from Witch
Vaulted
Queen
Glass.
fucking
We've got the spear, back from Season of the Risen.
And we got the scythe from Season of the Haunted.
Yeah, so you're gonna be reaping Guardians with that thing. It's a lot more tactical gameplay. It's all about running around the map, claiming these relic dispensers, and then grabbing them in order to push for victory.
I will take what I need. The words in my throat are the weapon in my fist.
We were feeling pretty Hivey this season, obviously. There's something in the air. And so when thinking about like, what's a good raid reprisal that would really suit this very Hivey season, there's only one answer.
Crota.
I have seen what the Hive call a god.
We're getting Crota in, boys. We're getting Crota. Again. Go over your Crota note.
Only a true weapon of the light.
We're getting the Necrochasm. Is that the exotic? Necrochasm. September 1st?
Heading into the final shape, we really want to rally all Guardians at the end of the Light and Darkness saga. We want to reduce those power barriers as well as catch people up on key story beats and make sure that they have a really great and easy time connecting with other players.
What's going on after the final shape? Or how are we continuing Destiny? Or are we
In the final shape, we're trying to find ways to make power more simple and easy to understand and also lowering the barrier to entry.
What we
It's going
doing,
to make it
boys?
easier for players who have not been able to jump into game
easily because they were held back by the challenges in grinding
I'm
for
gonna
the
grab a
power
bottle of
levels
water.
that
I'll be
are
right back,
required by
boys.
these different activities.
One of the major changes that's going to be happening starting with the final shape is there are going to be a certain number of activities that are going to be power fixed. So it doesn't matter kind of what power level you are going into it, you're always going to be able to approach it. There's still going to be tiers of difficulty that you can do, things that are just meant to be experienced a certain way.
Things like Nightfall strikes that will still have power enabled, and that's where we're really going to focus the whole power climb.
The raids, the contest modes that everybody loves to engage with, that experience is fundamentally going to be staying the same.
I'm excited for this because I think there will be a lot more clarity for players in terms of understanding the relative difficulty of things, where they sit now in the spectrum.
One way that we're trying to do that is making it easier for new players to engage with you. So we're introducing something that we're calling Fire Team Power.
You can actually bring your friends along to play any dungeons and raids in the game without having to wait them to be at a certain power level. The person with the highest power in your fire team is actually going to bring all the others close to their power level, which means that there's no barriers really for any other guardian to join you in this high level content.
When it's combined with Fireteam Finder, it also allows you to find strangers, people you've never played with before, and have that same experience. That's all regardless of the power level of you and the rest of the people in your fire team.
Fireteam Finder is the new feature
What
that's
did I
coming in
miss?
Season 23.
All I did was
aimed at
grab a
helping
water bottle.
connect and find other people to complete the best and most aspirational content in Destiny. We have a tag system that allows
Launching
players
in
to be able
season
to say,
23, so
this is
not
my
today,
playstyle.
boys.
I'm
3
really
months.
Chill. I'm anti-sweat. I'm just really here to have a good time. Exactly.
Tags really allows
People are still
players
gonna get
show a little
gatekeeped
bit
out
more
of
personality,
activities
show a little
because
bit
people
more about
just-
what they're about. I think what's really great about it is with this launch, we're also looking at including inclusion tags.
As an example, one of the inclusion tags that we have are for colorblind players. Hopefully the inclusion tags will bring players closer to finding their community and even closer to the people that they're playing with. So once a listing goes live, players will be put into a listing lobby where players can gather, they can communicate with each other. So we wanted to make it as convenient and as easy as possible for players to not just sit and stare at a screen for a long time while their listing actually fills up.
As a gamer who's typically more solo, I'm especially excited about this because it really is about helping reduce that
I'll join
anxiety
people's
and burden
posts.
that
I
comes
do
with trying to
LFG
make
stuff,
a
so
connection.
that could make for some fun content too, right? I feel.
The feature coming out today that I'm incredibly excited about is Timeline Reflections. Essentially what we have done is we've went back to previous expansions and pulled out missions that we felt really represent key narrative beats within our story. We are going to have a mission for Forsaken, mission for Beyond Light, as well as a mission for Witch Queen.
Thanks for the memories, Guardian.
The neat thing about these missions is they're not going to be like one-to-one for how you would experience them in the campaign. You're also going to get additional pieces of narrative fed to you to like identify like, hey, this is why it's important that this happened, and here are the people you met along the way.
A really big one that's really timely for Final Shape is Cade's last stand from Forsaken. This is a moment that a lot of players, new and old, are going to come back to Destiny. I think this is just the right time to introduce features that are going to allow those players to jump right in and find people to play with and enjoy this content regardless of their power level.
We're reaching the end of this 10-year journey. What comes next?
The episodes, and the new way we're going to tell stories moving forward.
What's really important about episodes is that it's a really big shakeup to what we've been doing. Instead of providing 4 seasons a year, you are going to get 3 larger episodes. And so the first 3 episodes in this coming year are called Echoes, Revenant, and Heresy. It's coming right after the final shape. And the theme for the year is going to be all about the consequences and aftermath of the final shape. I think what's really the cornerstone of the episode model that we're building is the 3-act structure. The acts act as these anchors for us to introduce new weapons, new artifact mods, new activities. There's going to be new missions coming around the core. There'll be new story moments in every single one of these acts. We're actually providing more cinematic styled experiences throughout the final shape year and the episodes with it than any of the seasons we've ever developed before.
These new stories are actually playable as standalone. Like each episode is something you can experience whether you've been playing Destiny for 10 years or this is your first one.
you're going to be able to basically enjoy them in any order you want to.
I think the opportunity with this big epic moment is that we get to innovate the game. We get to move the game forward.
It's all about change frequently. It's all about deeper story moments. It's all about more weapons, more loot, more often. And it really provides the team
How much
with
are
a
these
platform
episodes gonna
to go
cost?
much deeper into the themes and fantasies and story of any individual episode as compared to the seasons you know of today.
I'm so excited to see what the narrative team can do with this kind of new platform of storytelling. Episodes provides this awesome foundation for the future
What's the price
of Destiny.
tag?
We're moving into the next stage of Destiny 2. I think some people look at the final shape and they think Destiny 2 is coming to the end. And in many ways, it's the opposite.
I believe
We're
it
leaning
might
in.
be.
We're putting the pedal to the metal. Episodes provide us a new, innovative way for players to engage with Destiny 2 throughout the year.
I mean, it'll be interesting to see how they do it, but like, I don't know.
What makes a guardian a guardian? Devotion, bravery, sacrifice. We know that we were chosen for a reason, by something greater than ourselves.
Guardian. Guardian? Eyes up, Guardian.
Shaped by the fires of each new battle, we are forged and sharpened into what we must become for the fight ahead. We are the final line that halts the second collapse.
All of us. Every Titan. Every Warlock. Every Hunter.
What is it the Guardians say? Devotion inspires bravery.
Bravery inspires sacrifice.
Sacrifice leads to death.
I'm excited for the final shape.
The line between light and dark is so.
They said that we're gonna fight the Witness in the raid. They said that.
Let's cross it together.
The location looks cool. The idea of those new supers seem pretty cool. I mean, there's not anything fundamentally wrong with what I've seen so far.
You've heard the stories.
But like, is
of the
it
traveler's
enough? Like
sacrifice,
they have to
of
nail it.
darkness
Otherwise,
descending upon humanity.
fuck the episode. They're like, Lightfall was a disappointment, and I think they know that. So like, what are they going to do to make Final Shape better? That's what I want to know.
This time, there is no escape.
It's going to be an exciting year for Guardians. We get to make good on a promise that we made way back in 2014. There was classic rock blasting, a fire team racing across our solar system, and at the end, a simple message: become legend. Today, you got a glimpse at how we'll be cementing your legend in this upcoming year. We're going to be heading inside the Traveler, experiencing a destination unlike anything we've ever built before. We'll face the biggest bad we've ever made, and we'll do this all alongside a streamlined progression system, allowing us to easily play with friends in any content in the game. And as the dust settles in the final shape, we're going to continue our legends in Echoes. It's Destiny's first episode in a new phase of storytelling for Guardians with brand new conflicts.
What's the
born
price
from the
tag?
resolution of the Light and Darkness saga. These first episodes are just the beginning. But if you're chomping at the bit to see how the Light and Darkness saga
Money,
is gonna
what's
kick
the
off
price
the future
tag?
of Destiny 2, we've got a ton of great content for you to jump into today. Going live after this, we've got Season of the Witch.
How's it
With
go?
a new story,
I wish
new
I didn't have to go to
weapons,
work.
new armor,
I'd be
new
grinding the
activities,
shit out of it
and
all
new
day
PvP
today.
content, all alongside
But I'll play it
a
tonight when I
series
get
of story
home.
catch-up missions, allowing any of your friends to jump into the game and get up to speed on what's happening in this world. Then, next week, a brutal reprisal of Crota's End is going to join the ranks of our aspirational content. I can't wait to see you all in the Throne World as we learn more about the final shape and how we can stop it.
all these years, all we've lost, this fight might be our last. So I'm asking you to rise one last time.
Collector's Edition reveal.
When we create a collector's edition, we try and recreate items from the universe for players to enjoy outside of the game. So this year we're doing a Destiny 1 tower. We really tried to work hard at thinking about 10 years of
cool,
Destiny
actually.
and how
That looks
best
kinda
to
sick.
encapsulate that experience.
Even as the game dev who've worked on it since day one, like I think having it be the tower is super exciting for us because it's going to kind of catalog your journey of a player from when you first started playing Destiny all the way to now. The tower, it's kind of like the beacon in which you're a place you can call home.
You get the tower, and then there are actual figures of the Vanguard mentors that accompany that architectural model.
And there's a lot of like hidden messages and hidden things.
There's gonna be some fun surprises. We're always trying to push the envelope. And so we've been playing a lot with magnetic locks and sound effects, and lights, just sort of make this experience as a whole really special. It's sort of the perfect symbol of Destiny. I'm so excited for it.
Me too.
I hope it's better than Lightfall. It's gotta be. All right, boys. That was the showcase. I gotta go to work, boys. We'll catch you guys later. We'll catch you on the next one. Maybe we'll make some videos about the new season. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, and comment down below what you're excited about for the final shape in the new Destiny season. All right, boys. Catch you later.